breaking mental barriers and false assumptions that we have about ourselves concerning our abilities, self-worth, and potentials. So for you to grow, one of the first mental barriers is about removing limits. And some of these things, you have them concerning your abilities, your self-worth, and your potentials. So can someone give me examples of some things that you could call limiting based on beliefs and false assumptions?
I feel like fear is one of them when you're too scared to even try. Maybe you're scared that when you actually try, you may be let down
What's the
or you
question?
will fail or something. So yeah.
That's very true. Fear is one.
An example of?
Yes, give us some examples of what you think are limiting beliefs, are things that limit our beliefs. False assumptions that we, as teenagers, usually have about ourselves, and it turns out to become a limiting factor in our life that does not help us
Uh,
grow.
or something that we think can be a limited factor is the way that we look, whether it be our skin color or whether we have certain facial features or you know acne or something like that, the color of our hair. So limit factors like that are some things that teens think that limit them from doing things, especially with the type of society that we live in today.
That's that's quite interesting. Thank you so much. So can someone else also? Does any other person have something else to add?
The
I
lack of, I
Okay.
think another opinion that can limit us from society is other people's opinions about you.
Mm-hmm.
So people can have certain opinions about you, then you might get insecure about them, and then you might not want to do like what you wanted to do because of that.
Yeah, that's very correct. Does any other person want to say anything?
Yeah, I was gonna say self-doubt, so that also goes with fear.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any doubts and undefined goals. So if you're not completely sure of what you want to do, where you want to go, that'll also be limiting.
Yeah. So there's something very good. There's something I want you all to get out from everything that you have said. You see that everything that you have said pointed to self. It pointed to how you see it. So it's either you are scared. So it comes to the point you, and that's why I'm kind of trying to come up with the false assumptions. So it's either you're the one that is thinking that, oh, I'm going to fail. Another person said what people say about you. So again, it's about your self-sabotage. Like, how do you receive what they say about you? What kind of self-confidence do you have? Because what people say about you starts to get to you when you have self-limited yourself. So we are going to be looking at this growth, but we're going to be dealing it mostly through our own self, trying to see how we should look at it, so that what people say or some of those things that society pushes on us, let's say the color of our skin and maybe our facial expression, or whether people are throwing some body shame on us, because the way we look at ourselves, we have grown confidence in ourselves, then the way that they look at us will not affect us. So when somebody comes to you and the person is giving you some negative, giving some negative feedback or some negative, trying to pass some negative feelings to you, what are the things that you think make you receive them as if they are true? So I want us to kind of do some self-examination. Why would somebody, why would you finish doing something and you think that thing is very good in your own eyes? Like, you looked at it, you think, oh, what I created is very nice. but somebody comes to you and says, oh, this thing is crap. Why do you pick up what the person said versus what you felt originally? Can someone try to tell me why? Why do you think we do that a lot?
The person that can be saying the stuff to you can be someone that you look up to a lot or you trust a lot, someone that you have like a strong opinion of or you have strong feelings for or something. So if that person says something to you or brings you down, you might think it's true because like their opinion about you matters to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's very correct. So if it is somebody that you hold of high esteem, if the person comes and shames you, you feel very bad. So in my thoughts, how do you think that you can prevent such things?
I think it's really about how you perceive it. You know, you kind of really have to believe in yourself. There's always going to be people who are going to say, you know, this is not good enough. You know, this is not up to par, and stuff like that. But it's really about what you think about it for yourself. And people are always going to try and put you down, but it's really just how you perceive it and how you continue to go on without having to think about that, but just believing in yourself.
And you know, there are some part of it that you have the actual choice to make. Sometimes those people you look up to, for example, if they're your friends, maybe they're your schoolmates, they're your peers, right? Some of those friends, you have a choice to choose them. And when you know someone that puts you down every time, you also have a choice to be distant from that person so that you don't get to get so that you don't get to have the person put you down every time. So being intentional in terms of the friends you make is very important for your mental growth. So one thing about mental growth is that you have to stick with people that constructively help you in terms of, helping you to move forward, giving you, even if they have to criticize you, they criticize you in a positive way that will let you, that will let you to still want to grow, to still want to do it again, to still want to try, rather than those that will shut you down mentally and then make you start having, very strong negative thoughts about yourself. What do you think about that? Choosing of your friends, choosing of those who are very close to you, choosing of those who influence you, especially when they are outside your family. What do you think about that?
I think that criticism is good as long as it's positive criticism, right? And positive criticism is not something that you should be mad at, but something that you should ponder about and then use to keep on going. So, but in different terms, if it's criticism that's can make you think bad about yourself and that's actually mean, then after you should try and distance yourself from those type of people who are doing that.
Yes, because that's the choice, and you need that mental balance to grow. So you need that mental balance to grow. So it is very important that that you distance yourself. Example of when they've encountered a positive growth and or when they have encountered a negative growth based on association like friendship or schoolmates and things like that. Does anybody have an example to share?
I can share.
Okay.
So in my school, there's this program for gifted students, and during lunch, all of them, like the group of friends, would gather and eat, but they would also be going over things in classes for like math and stuff. And so it positively influenced me to like keep studying to be as good as them or to be better than them, because they were showing how hard they worked, and then you'd also want to work as hard as them.
That's a very good example. Thank you. Does any other person have something to share? So some of the reasons why we feel mental stress, or some of the reasons why we have some of these mental barriers is one, sometimes we beat ourselves too hard. So we want to be perfectionists. We want to get it completely right the first time. Sometimes we have to learn that there's a general saying that says Rome was not built in a day. So we have to learn that we take steps to get to a place. Even when you want to learn a skill, if you look at the athletes, if you look at every skill, even those that become doctors, every skill, there is a progression, there is steps that one takes to get there. It's not done in one day. So being able to tell yourself that it's okay not to get it right, but having the open mind to know that it's a learning process. I will keep learning. As long as you get better every day, you are growing, you are progressing. So you don't have to be the very best the next day. But as long as you're growing, as long as you are moving upwards, you don't have to beat yourself so hard. So most times we have this mental barrier, or we have this feeling of no self-worth because we think that we are not good enough. Not because we are not good, but because we think that we did not get it perfect. And so because of that, we did not do good enough. So don't see yourself as a learning process. You grow in steps. You learn every day. What is very important is taking criticism in a positive manner. Look for what is good in it, take it as a learning, and the one that is not good, throw it away. And if it comes too much from a particular source, the negative feedback, if it comes too much, and that is the only thing that comes from that source, you can consider moving away, because it's not actually making you grow. Rather, it's making you not to grow. And one thing that you owe yourself is to grow. Another thing is feeling of inadequacy. Thinking that the same thing it's still the same thing. I am not good enough. They need somebody better. One thing, don't ever put yourself into that trap. Oh, if I apply for this job, because I'm black, I will not get it. Therefore, I'm not even going to try. I know that when they take the list of people going to this university, they won't take me because I'm black. No, don't ever go with that mindset. Don't go with the mindset of being inadequate. Always go with the mindset of a champion. Always go with that mindset that I have the ability to do it. Even if I don't get it this time, I have learned something. I did not fail. I learned something. I will try again tomorrow. So don't ever go with that mindset of inadequacy. Don't always feel about, don't let some people don't want to try because maybe if I try and I fail, people will laugh at me. So even in school, when you're asked a question, or maybe there are some games like your school tournament that you could attend, or maybe it's a competition that you should do, but because of losing faith, you think that if I don't get it right, people are going to laugh at me. Because I don't want anybody to laugh at me, I am not going to try. Those are not the processes of growth. These are mental barriers that will limit you from being the best that you should be. So these assumptions, these limiting barriers are things that you should not, feel yourself. You should not feel yourself with them. You should take them away from you, because they are just barriers that will not allow you to get to your optimal potential. It will not allow you to be the best that you can be. So try not let not the end make you run away from trying. Every time you try, even if you did not win, you learned a new skill. You learned the skill on how to play with others. You learned the skill of team, how to work together in a team. You also learned the actual skill. The next time you play it, You will be better than you were the very first time. So even if people laugh at you, tell them, I've learned something new. I will be better next time. And when you yourself talk very constructive, very positive, people will learn not to talk to you in that non-positive way. You have to be one of the greatest, thing you can give to yourself is forgiving yourself. Many people cannot forgive themselves. I don't know why I failed this. I don't know why I could not confess. I don't know why I should not be in this game. So you have a lot of whys of I don't know why, I don't know why, I don't know why. And all this I don't know why starts to become a mental barrier for you that you cannot even see yourself doing things. You cannot see yourself trying. You cannot see yourself wanting to take risks because you're beating yourself too hard. I don't know why, I don't know why, I don't know why. So some of those things are things that you have to learn to take away from yourself. Learn to forgive yourself. You have to learn to say, I tried this time, it didn't work, I will try again. That's what they call progressive growth. You have to remove all these mental barriers. He made us to be beautiful. So every time you tell yourself, I am made to be beautiful, irrespective of the skills I don't have today, irrespective of any inadequacy in me, any issues I'm going through, I am the best version of myself. God has created me to be perfect. God has created me to be the best of me. So that is something that is very important that you always have to remind yourself. Sometimes some of the things that make us to beat ourselves down is being realistic. We tell ourselves, let's be realistic at this point. Let's be very logical at this point. Let's be very practical at this point. These are common phrases that you see yourself say. But these three phrases I have just said are very limiting phrases. Can someone tell me why this could be limiting phrases? I'm going to call someone if nobody answers me. So can someone tell me why always saying, let's be realistic, let's be logical, let's be practical? Why do you think that sometimes they can be very limiting?
They can. Oh, does someone else want to answer?
Go ahead. After you, somebody else can answer.
Okay, so I would say it's limiting because when you're being realistic, you don't use any hopes and dreams. So when something looks a little bit too hard, you'll say, oh, well, more people don't do this or can't get into this. So then you choose not to apply because of statistic. So then you strip yourself of that possible opportunity that you could get.
Yes, that's very true. Can someone else try again?
I think limiting yourself to something that's limiting to yourself to something that's realistic doesn't leave it an option open to innovation, right? If you don't know where something can go and you're not willing to go there, you'll never know ever. So only thinking about things that are realistic will never really get you anywhere. So it's really about thinking outside the box and just trying new opportunities and opening yourself up to innovation.
Awesome, very great answers. So you see, every time we hear let's be realistic in this matter, let's be practical, always, step back and ask yourself, am I limiting my mental? Am I limiting myself? Am I creating mental barriers that will not allow me to be innovative, to be creative, to go on to greater heights, to achieve something that is bigger than what I have?
Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Yeah.
Good. So, what do you think is faith?
It's like when you have hope in something and you believe strongly in it. It's faith is basically what keeps you moving. It's assurance that something is going to happen, that you really trust in something. It's like a stronger part of trust,
Yeah.
a stronger part of belief. Yeah.
Is it realistic?
Realistic.
Can I say no? Because with faith, mostly is without proof, right?
Yeah, I think most faith is realistic.
Like you're supposed to believe without proof, like
Awesome.
proof that what you like believing is true. You just believe because you know in your heart that's what it is. You don't actually have proof, so it's not really realistic.
It's not realistic because it says it's an assurance of what you do not see. And we know that things that are realistic are things that take a normal course. So realistic means that these things are the normal course of action for this particular event or this particular task. So it's realistic because when I throw a ball up, that ball will fall down. That is what is realistic. But if I want to throw a ball up and I want it to remain in the air, it's no longer what? Realistic, right?
When you believe, when you trust, the options that you have or you will have will be so unlimited. Like everything is possible for him who believes.
Perfect. So you that can really be the limiting factor to yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it means that if your ability to remove your mental barriers, you have the ability to remove your mental barriers, or your ability to remove your mental barriers will take you to any place you want to go to, correct?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to point out to us is that we have that duty to do for ourselves. So it's not somebody that will come and remove your mental barriers. You have to consciously tell yourself, I don't want to live with these mental barriers. I want to be able to move on away from today, that you're the architect of your own fortune. So you know how an architect designs a house? You have to design what you want to keep inside of you. You have the choice for people to talk. You don't take in their words, you throw them away because you don't want them to cause mental barriers for you. And when you hear the words that can increase you, you take them and keep them. In essence, you don't take and keep everything you hear. Because as you keep them, they will turn to become mental barriers for you. So you have to consciously remove them. If somebody comes and says, I'm inadequate, if somebody comes and says you're inadequate, you will respond to the person and say, I am not. I have the ability to be who I want to be. So you always put words of affirmation, positive words about yourself. That's what you put out there. Bad words. They also told Jesus bad words. And Jesus is the example that we live with today. When they came and told him that he was casting out devil, he was healing people with the power of the devil. He replied and told them and said that can devil cast out devil? He did not get angry with what they said, but he made them understand the foolishness of the words that they speak. He let them see the wisdom in him. He also threw away the words that did not define him, because even if they called him a devil, he knows he's not devil. And he told them there, I am not devil. I am the Son of God. So he told them who he was. Whether they liked it, whether they believed it, Whether they wanted to hear it does not matter. But he defines himself. He does not let people define him. So, and that's one thing that we have to learn, to define ourselves. If somebody says you cannot get it because you're black, tell them no, that you will get it because you're black. And that when you get it, you will be a very big one. I remember in the early days of my career, when I was still in Dublin, Ireland, I went for an interview and I was presenting. So after I had gone for my first round of my interview, second round of my interview, I was supposed to meet the president of the company. So I came in that day and I did my presentation. When I finished it, he asked me all the questions he had. I answered all of them very well. Then he looked at me and said, "Do you think that you can get to the top of your career because you have an accent?" So I smiled. I did not reply back because there was no need to exchange words with the president of the company. But I left there, and in my heart, it became more of an encouragement. Then I told myself, it means that if my accent is going to be a barrier for me to get to my goal, I'm going to acquire other skills that will make my accent not to be noticeable, will make it not to be the deciding factor for me. So I went ahead to do my MBA, I went ahead to do other things. And to the glory of God, today I am actually in that very high position. So you see, the only thing that could have limited me could have been me. If I went back and said, oh, you know, I went for this interview, the president said, oh, that I have an accent, therefore I can never get to the top of my career. And then if that became a mental barrier for me, that I will not do anything again, today I will not be who I am. But rather, I looked at the positive part of it. I saw it as an encouragement that let me know that I need to do more so that that accent will not be at the forefront anymore. So by the time I added a lot of skills and a lot of education and other things that I learned, today, even with that accent, I am a director. Even with that accent, I am leading, teams and a lot of groups of people. So I just want to portray that point to you that you are the only person that can create a mental barrier for yourself, and that could now become the limiting factor that will take you away from achieving your goals. Can any other person give some examples, just like I have given an example? Can you give me examples of when and of how you treated, a possible mental barrier that came along your way? Would you all have the examples?
So the standard in the modeling industry is that you have to be a certain height to be a model, and you have to have a certain level of confidence, and they don't really take people of color. And so I was able to convince myself that I'm good enough, even if they don't take people of color. I was able to believe in myself and ignore the status quo of the society. And I got in, and I'll be going for a photo shoot on 25th.
Awesome. So I like that very good example. So you see how you could be giving all these can't, shouldn't, we don't do this, we can't do this, we can't take this, you're not qualified, you're this is the rule. But you see how, having the ability to remove your mental barrier can actually make you to achieve your dream. So that's a very, very great example. I really like that. Thank you so much for sharing. Who else wants to share when they've been able to overcome a mental barrier? Something that could have an intended mental barrier, or you can actually share when you actually could not move on because of that mental barrier. Because as we share it and as we make it obvious, it's good for us, because when we see it next time, we will be able to know it and we will be able to overcome it at that time. So can someone share when they've been able to overcome mental barrier or when they were not able to overcome it? So can I hear from someone else? I mean, everybody should have an
Hello?
example. Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, can hear you.
Hi. So, like when I was younger, I always used to perform in church, right?
Mhm.
And like even like back then I was younger, the crowd was like bigger. Like back in Nigeria, like the people in the church, like the church was way bigger. There was more people,
Mhm.
but I didn't really have a problem performing there until I came here because here there are new faces. Like here, like I experience more of like not discrimination, but like bullying here than I did in Nigeria. So performing in church, that like the first time I performed in church that day was kind of like nerve wracking for me because although I am used to it, it's new people, new faces. So I keep telling myself like I can do this. I've done this before. I can do it again. It doesn't matter what they say. I just need to do what I have to do and get over with it. And after I was done, I felt like better. And it was easier to like keep performing after that. So
Awesome. So this is a very typical example. You have to be telling yourself, you have to be working on your mental being. I can do it. I can do it. You know, I have the skills to do it. Just like, Amara told us, you know, even though you don't take people of color, I am going to become a model, and it did happen. Okay, so who else wants to talk?
Oh, I have one as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so this was like so I'm like really into the arts, like I like acting and stuff. And there was this one time when I think I was like in grade 6 or something, and I had to perform a monologue, and I was in front of a lot of people, and I actually forgot some of the monologue, and it was really embarrassing. Like some people were like kind of laughing, and ever since that, like I have been like having, I was really scared of like performing in public, and like up to this day, like it's still kind of hard for me to do it, but like I'm trying to like just like kind of remember like it's okay, like people make mistakes, and I think I'm getting better at it. So maybe when school starts, I'm gonna go out and actually go back and acting and stuff.
I like that a lot. Practice makes perfect. So you know what's your own goal and you continue trying it and you keep being better. Before you know it, you will be far better than even those that were laughing at you. And they will be like, what happened to you? And then you see, and they will be the ones to say, oh, what happened? Oh, God, we didn't even know you were that good. We didn't know you were that good. That would be what they will say, but then you have really achieved it. That says, do not neglect the days of little beginning. It's very important for you that at the time that you're starting, no matter what is it that you're starting, whether you're starting a small business, whether you're starting a skill, whether you're starting a, like for example, you want to start coming out on stage, you want to start presenting. When people laugh at you, tell them Rome was not built in a day, that you cherish your days of little beginning, because you know that by being steadfast, you will become a Rome someday. It's very important to remember this word and say it to people when they laugh at you. You will tell them that Rome was not built in a day, that you cherish your days of little beginning because you know that someday you will be bigger than Rome. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
So I really like your positive attitude. When you go back to school, please do those things. Come out more on stage, practice your skills, learn to be confident. It's very, very good to become confident as a young person. Learn to be confident, learn to free yourself, learn to go crazy with yourself, because it will help to build more confidence in you.
okay, anyways, ever since a little child I've been like passionate about running track. So like it's something that I really like doing. So when I moved to my new school, the one I graduated from this year, I wanted to try out for the track team, but I guess because I was new or because like a lot of people didn't know me there,
like they were really judgy, but they weren't portraying the like they didn't say it, but I could feel the negative energy. So I wanted to try out, like, to make myself feel better and also to prove them wrong. And then when I tried out, I made the team. Yeah, that's it.
So you see, one good thing everybody has said here is that, when you believe in yourself, when you encourage yourself to do better, that the chance of doing better, the chance of getting great results is higher than the chance of getting lesser results. Does everyone believe this statement?
Yeah.
So when we always try more, when we believe in ourselves and give ourselves a try and give ourselves a second try, that the chances of coming out far better, getting greater results, is always higher. So that's one thing that, based on all our examples here, that that we have spoken to. When we are just starting, those little steps that we make, because the Lord rejoices that we began, that we even started, that we even tried, that we even took the step. The Lord rejoices for just that act. Not even that we went further, not even that we completed, not even that we finished it, for the fact that we took a leap of faith, for the fact that we trusted in Him to even take a step. The Bible says the Lord rejoices in that act, in that first step that we took, in the ability for us to just start it. So always start. That is what shows your faith. That start, that beginning, is where your faith lies. So God wants us, the Lord rejoices in that act. So don't care about people who want to say you don't know how to do it. Don't care about people who think that you cannot do it. If you believe in yourself and you feel strongly that you want to do that, take that leap of faith. When you step, the Bible says that He who began the good job in us has the ability to bring it to an end, the expected end. So just take that leap of faith to start. The Lord will carry you through to the end, to the expected end. But we need to do that. That's why He said, do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. I want you to remember this every time. I want you to take this away, that those little steps that you take, those little leaps that you make, those little efforts that you put in because you believe in yourself, because you believe in your God, because you believe that He that made you able to do those things. He that created you gave you the skill and the strength to do those things. The Lord rejoices in them, and He will perfect those things for you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I want you to remember that the greatest source of mental barrier is yourself. Some will come from your loved ones, maybe your family, friends. Some will come from those that hate you. Some will come from society, like those who feel you can't do something because you're Black, because you don't have a good height, because you're not slim. People, but remember that among all these sources, it is you that have the ability to stop yourself, not these things. People went ahead and changed laws. People went ahead and fought for rules to be changed, laws to be changed. So you see that what can stop you is actually yourself, not the haters, not the society, not the rules. So believe in yourself, be strong in yourself, see yourself from the positive way. See the ability that God has given you and use it. Use it well. Use it to the best of your advantage. Be happy with it, because the Lord created you and said that you're wonderfully made, said that you're perfect in His eyes, said that you're beautiful, that He loves the works of His hands. So rejoice in it. Tell yourself every day, I am beautiful. I am wonderfully made. I am fearfully made. I rejoice in who I am. Use those words every day. Tell yourself that I can do all things through God who strengthens me. Tell yourself today, I will take that little step. And I know that the Lord rejoices because I took this step. So always tell yourself that. So always break those mental barriers, you know. Always know who you are. Just like I said, I am beautifully made, you know, the Lord is with me. He's giving me all that I need. I am an overcomer. I'm a champion. You know who you are. Declare those words. Tell yourself who you are so that, you know, who you are will carry you through. When people tell you who you're not, but what they think you are, tell them, no, I am not that. When they told Jesus that he was from devil, he said, no, I am the Son of God. So when people tell you what you are not, tell them, no, I am not that. This is who I am. There is no need to abuse them. There is no need to tell, to call them names. No, don't do that. Just tell them who you are. See, somebody says, you know, you can't get this because I'm black. You will tell the person, I will get it because I am black. So affirm the things you believe in. Always tell people when they say it, you tell them back. When somebody laughs at you because you did a try, you will tell them, my Lord rejoices in my little beginning. Tell them, you know, my little steps will make me big someday, and you will rejoice with me. So tell them, affirm those you believe with them. So know the reason why you have to do the things you do. Those reasons will propel you. Don't allow people to create mental barriers for you. When you want to be a model, you know that you want to be a model. That is the reason why you're out to do it. So let that reason be your driving force. Let not what people think or say be the driving force. Look forward to be the exception. When you want to be the exception, you cannot be in the majority. That means that something must be different about you. Those things that make you exceptional, that make you different, are things that people probably will laugh at because they do not understand. But when you now keep showcasing it, people will come to recognize it and say, wow. So be okay to be the exception. Be okay to be the one that is different. Because it's the one that is different that people will remember. If everybody in the basketball is very tall, and for some reason you're able to play basketball very well without being that tall, everybody will see you as the exception. People will remember you more than every other person that is tall on the field. So as long as you believe that you can do it, don't allow people to discourage you. Move on, be the exception. Be happy being the exception. Be happy being the different one. Just move on with your goal. Create your own power line. Create what is your own success story. Create what you want to be called. Create what is the finishing mark for yourself. When somebody says you cannot make it because you're black, tell the person, I will make it because I am black. That becomes your power line. If somebody says you can't be a model because you're short, tell the person, I will be a model because I am short. Tell the person, I will be a model because I am not that tall. Create the power line. Create the success story. Create the finishing line. Don't allow people to create it for you. You know, increase your power of creativity. Let your power of creativity go crazy. You know, think it and make it happen. You don't need haters, you don't need friends, you don't need anybody to make it happen. You drive it. As you keep driving it, people will come on board and they will join you. Love yourself, believe in yourself, love your features, love how your hair is, love the color of your skin, love your height, love your size, just love yourself. That will help you build a lot of confidence in yourself. Love yourself. It's called self-love. Just be happy with yourself. Be happy with who you are. You're wonderfully made. You're beautiful. You're fearfully made. God thought about you before he made you. You were just not made carelessly. He worked. He thought about you and he made you intentionally to be who you are. You know, keep empowering yourself. Invest in yourself. Investment is all about trying. You do it today, it didn't work. You do it tomorrow, it didn't work. You do it the next day, it works. Then you take the next step. Then you take the next step. Keep investing in yourself. Keep investing. Keep empowering yourself. Keep investing. Keep trying to be better. And you will see that before long, you will be more than you could have ever imagined that you will be. So these are my thoughts, and these are the things that I think that I think towards mental barrier. So can I get any opinions from you? What do you think about what we've learned, and what will you be taking away from the lesson today? So I will start with. So yeah, please talk. Yeah, please talk.
Okay, so I want. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I wanted to say that it's very, very important for us to have self-confidence, self-love, self-esteem, everything self, because everything starts with you. If you don't have the confidence or the drive, the motivation to do something that you really want to do, and you're focusing on other people's opinions about you, you're never going to get anything done. You're never going to succeed in anything that we want to do. So it all starts with ourselves, and being able to see ourselves as someone who can achieve that goal, and someone who can be that person that we want to be, before looking for other people's opinions. So.
Awesome, very great one. Thank you so much. Okay, who wants to? Everybody has to share. So everybody has to tell me what they're taking away today. Okay.
Okay, so this is really great. I like the lesson. There's a lot that we can learn. I think what I learned the best is that like the differences that you are, like, embrace it. For example, you always said like oh, you can't make it because you're Black, and like, oh, I will make it because I'm Black. Like, embrace that, embrace who you are, embrace those Black features, because that will set you out, and more Black people will be like, oh, now you know what, they will be motivated to be in those spaces too. So, and you will be their role model. So just be you, because being you can like motivate others to be themselves.
Awesome, very great. Thank you. Okay, who is next?
I learned that everything is possible with God. So if you want to do something and someone says, "Oh, you can't do that," or "Oh, that's not realistic enough," or whatever, you have to disregard their opinion and believe in God, and believe that He will help you get to your goal or your point in life.
Awesome, thank you. That's very, very good. Okay, next.
I'll go. So today I learned that it's ourselves. We limit ourselves, so we have to have a mindset that says that we can do anything that we put our minds to, and that our faith is there to amp up and lift us up in whatever adventures that we're trying to go to.
Yeah, I learned that we should forget about what the society demands, and we should only listen to our parents' advice and God's advice, because that is what will make us in life.
Awesome, that's very great. Ebube.
Yeah, I learned that we should have faith and we should build self-confidence. Yeah, basically that.
Awesome. And then Elo said, I learned that everything that we believe we can do is our own perspective. As long as you have faith, anything is possible. So I'm really very happy that everyone learned something very positive, and we all have something that we are going away with. So my prayer is that the Lord God Almighty will instruct your heart and will guide you as you believe in yourself, as you believe in God, as you move on in the light of His word and become the best that He created you to be. Have faith, hold on it, be at it. That joy that the Lord has promised you will always be there. He said that He came that we may have life and have it more abundantly. It's His desire to give you the abundance of life, and that includes to make you happy, to give you the desires of your heart. So hold on it, believe it, work with it, and your life will be very beautiful, just like the Lord intended.